A pleasant morning to each and everyone. Before we are going to start, let me first introduce myself. I'm your teacher at Political Science, Miss Crystal Jane De Carrion. Welcome to our second week of online learning for the fourth quarter. And now, we are going to tackle about the legal framework for civil society. The 1987 Constitution of the Philippines, forged and shaped in the aftermath of the 1986 People Power Revolution, clearly recognizes participation and empowerment, including the importance of rule of CSOs. This may be seen in several provisions of the Constitutions, most prominently in the following. Article 2, Section 23, the state shall encourage non-governmental community-based or sector organizations that promote the welfare of the nation. Article 13, Section 15, the state shall respect the rule of independent people's organization to enable the people to pursue and protect, within the democratic framework, their legitimate and collective interest and aspiration through peaceful and lawful means. Article 13, Section 16, the right of the people and their organizations to effective and reasonable participations at all levels of social, political, and economic decision-making shall not be abridged. The state shall by law facilitate the establishment of adequate consultation mechanism. Many laws also recognize and promote CSOs and the role in the development of the country. Among the most important is the Local Government Code, or LGC, of 1991. The LGC devolves authority, assets, and personnel of various national government agencies to LGUs to provide primary responsibility for basic services and facilities. It further provides for the participation of CSOs in local government planning and policy making in the delivery of social services. The Code mandates the formation of local development councils which play a role in local planning, and it also provides for the formation of other local special bodies including the local health and school boards, all of which must also have CSO members. In addition, several administrative orders of the central government implementing the constitutional provision and the LGC regarding public participation required that all local councils in all levels should be represented by various NGOs and people's organizations such as farmers, cooperatives, and fishers associations. Many types of CSOs register with the SEC, including development NGOs, people's organizations, farmers associations, athletic and sports associations, social welfare organizations, and civic clubs. On the other hand, the CDA registers various types of cooperative that may include savings and credit cooperatives, consumer cooperatives, marketing cooperatives, and multi-purpose cooperatives. The DOLA registers labor unions, labor federations, and rural workers associations in accordance with the Labor Code of the Philippines. The HLURB registers homeowners associations, or HOS, based on the Magna Carta for homeowners and homeowners associations. At least 5 incorporators may recognize and register a HOA. In addition to their primary registration with these agencies, CSOs wishing to take on particular activities need secondary registrations or licenses or permits from other government agencies. For example, CSOs that would like to perform social work or social welfare rules such as operating orphanages or children's institutions or nonprofit health institution need to obtain licenses from the Department of Social Welfare and Development and Department of Health, respectively, while non-profit educational institutions must have permits to operate from the Department of Education, the Commission on Higher Education, or the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority. Registered CSOs are required to submit annual reports, including audited financial statements, to the registration agency. However, in general, these agencies are not able to effectively monitor the numerous organizations registered with them. Due to the lack of resources, they can only investigate CSOs when complete or filed against this organization or when they are involved in irregularities frequently reported by the media. Certain tax incentives have long been given to various types of CSOs and recognitions of their nonprofit nature and their contribution to the general welfare and to the national development. They are exempted from the income tax on revenues from donations, grants, gifts, and other sources, provided that their net income does not benefit any private individual. Civil society and social movement. There are many umbrella groups of CSOs in the country, most of which are organized according to sector, such as federations or alliances of organization of workers or trade unions, farmers, fishers, urban poor, women, indigenous peoples, and youth. Umbrellas group may also be formed based on geographical area, the provincial or city or regional alliances, on or on issues and causes. The more established national network and coalitions of CSOs include the following. The first one is the Association of Foundation or AFT. AFT was created in 1972 as a network of foundations and NGOs. It focused on the education, culture, science and technology, governance, social development, environment, and sustainable development. The next one is the Affiliated Network for Social Accountability in Asia or East Asia and the Pacific or ANSA-EP. Launched in February 2008, ANSA-EP is a regional network promoting the practice of social accountability that capitalizes on existing in-country network working in governance reform. These country networks are collectively known as conveners group and are typically led by a coordinating organization. The next one is the Bagong Alyansang Makabayan or Bayan. Bayan was created in 1985 by more than 1,000 mass organizations. It fights for national and social liberation against imperialism, feudalism, and bureaucrat capitalism. Bayan fights for the nationalistic and democratic needs of the people through legal and millennial form of struggle, and though it does not participate in armed struggle, Bayan respects in the rights of others to take such an options. The Caucus of Development NGO Network or Code NGO. Code NGO was formed in 1991 by the 10 largest NGO networks in the Philippines. It now comprises 6 national and 6 regional members networks, representing more than 1,600 development NGOs, people's organizations, and cooperatives nationwide. League of Cooperative Foundation or LCF. LCF was created in 1991 as a subsector of ACT. It was formally registered as a non-profit association in 1996. LCF aims to promote the strategic practice of corporate social responsibility among its more than 70 members foundation and the broader business community. National Confederation of Cooperatives or NACCO. NACCO was founded in 1977 and is composed of around 1.6 million individual members coming from several co-op federations and around 406 rural and urban-based co-ops. National Council of Social Development or NCSD. NCSD was established in 1949 as the first social development network in the Philippines. It was then known as the Council of Welfare Agencies Incorporated or CWAPI and is the first NGO network given license and accreditation by the government for community-based program for children and families. Civil society capacity. The strength of Philippine CSOs lies in their number, the extensive networking with the sector and with other sectors or society, the experience and skills from many years of development work, the dedication and creativity of CSO leaders and workers, and the flexibility that is linked to the small size of most of the CEOs or CSOs. A survey conducted for the Civil Society Index 2 or CSI in the Philippines found that 46% of the population considered themselves as active members of at least one CSO. 37% were inactive members and only 17% said that they do not belong to any CSO. Complementing this, month of CSO, especially in NGOs, sector organization, and cooperatives, are linked together through provincial, regional, and national networks or federation or coalitions. This may also pose difficulties in selecting the appropriate CSOs with which to engage and could hinder having a unified constructive voice from civil society. Aside from their number, CSOs in the country have the skills collation, network building capacity, and links with allies in government that are needed to put forward and successfully advocate social reform laws and policies, including the Anti-Violence Against Women and Children Act, the more recent Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program, Extension with Reforms Act, the Urban Development and Housing Act, and the Indigenous People Rights Act, to name a few. CSOs have also proven themselves to be excellent alternative providers of services to the poor, particularly to those underserved by the government. They are known to be flexible, adaptable, and capable of innovative approaches to develop challenges. Further, CSOs typically incur lower costs under fewer bureaucratic project implementation processes than the government. Philippine civil society has also been able to tap corporate resources to support poverty alleviation initiatives. Philippine Business for Social Progress, or PBSP, is the largest corporate lead social development foundation in the Philippines. Committed to poverty reduction, PBSP is the first of its kinds in Asia, being the only nonprofit consortium of corporations leading the advocacy and the practice of corporate social responsibility. It has grown its membership base to over 230 small, medium-sized, and large corporations, raising 1.7 billion or $41 million annually from member contributions that go to implementing, monitoring, and evaluating development projects nationwide. For the inquiries, you may click the link https://lcms.gaitf.com/ or you may contact 0975 2708 or 0951 3032 Thank you for listening. This is Miss Quisel Jane Dicarion, your teacher in political science. Once again, a pleasant morning to each and everyone.